Justin Verlander has probably been the single most impressive player in all of baseball so far this year. Not only is he in his first season back after Tommy John surgery, but he is also in his age 39 season. And it is just unreal what he's done up to this point. Now before we go too far, let's rewind a little bit. Back in his college days, Verlander pitched at Old Dominion for 3 years. In those 3 years, Verlander was of course dominant, as in 336 innings pitched, he had a 2.57 ERA to go along with 427 strikeouts. This dominance throughout college led to Verlander being one of the top prospects in the nation, as in the 2004 draft, the Tigers selected Verlander second overall, only behind Matt Bush. Fast forward to 2005, only 1 year after being drafted, and Verlander was making his big league debut at 22 years old. Now in his first season, it was a very brief stint, as he only pitched in 11 innings where he had a 7+ ERA. But there was obviously no reason to worry, as like I said, this was an extremely small sample size. In fact, Verlander followed this up by winning the Rookie of the Year award in 2006. In this 2006 season, Verlander had 186 innings pitched where he had a 3.63 ERA to go along with 124 strikeouts. But Verlander didn't improve too much after this Rookie of the Year award in 2006, as in 2007 his ERA rose, and in 2008 it got all the way up to 4.84. But after this down 2008 campaign, Verlander picked things up and he didn't look back. In fact, over the next 11 seasons spanning 2009 to 2019, Verlander piled up the accolades. He won 2 Cy Young Awards, an MVP award, was a 7-time All-Star, and finished top 3 in the Cy Young voting 6 separate times. Verlander was clearly one of the best players in baseball for a very long time, and he was a workhorse. He would pitch over 200+ innings consistently. On top of all the accolades, Verlander also only had an ERA above 3.5 in 1 of those 11 seasons. And I also want to note that the one season in which Verlander did have an ERA above 3.5 was the 2014 campaign, where he had a 4.54 ERA. At the time, Verlander was 31 years old with lots of mileage on his arm, and people were starting to think that this was the beginning of the end for Verlander. And to be completely honest, I can't really blame people for thinking this, because you have lots of pitchers with lots of innings on their arms that were dominant in their 20s and fell off in their early 30s, like King Felix and Madison Bumgarner. So while those people were clearly wrong, I could see why they thought that way at the time. So ever since Verlander quote-unquote fell off in 2014, he's had a Hall of Fame type career. And ever since getting traded from Detroit over to Houston back in 2017, Verlander has gotten even better, which at the time didn't seem possible. The half season he was with Houston in 2017, in 34 innings he had a 1.06 ERA. And he of course pitched very well and helped Houston win a World Series ring that same season. He followed that up in 2018 by finishing second in the AL Cy Young voting, where in 214 innings he had a 2.52 ERA to go along with 290 strikeouts. And in 2019, he was just as good, as he won the Cy Young Award, where in 223 innings he had a 2.58 ERA to go along with 300 strikeouts and 21 wins on the season. Now in the shortened 2020 campaign, Verlander only made 1 start, and in September of that year he ended up undergoing Tommy John surgery. And at this point in time, this is when people thought Justin Verlander was actually going to be finished. He was 37 years old and he had plenty of mileage on his arm. He was expected to miss all of 2021 and wouldn't return until 2022, where he would be 39 years of age. And that leads us up to present day, where Justin Verlander has yet again proved everyone wrong. You can make a pretty good argument that Verlander has been the single best pitcher of 2022. So far in 130 innings, Verlander is 15-3 to go along with a 1.73 ERA, 127 strikeouts, and a .85 whip. He's of course been named to the All-Star team, and I would not be surprised at all if he ends up winning yet another Cy Young Award. Shane McClanahan is absolutely right there with Verlander, but with McClanahan having a bad start recently, I think Verlander has leapfrogged him and currently leads the Cy Young race in the American League. So it's just absolutely nuts to see what Justin Verlander is doing this season, considering he's in his age 39 season and he's fresh off of Tommy John surgery. And I can confidently say that not one person saw this coming, maybe outside of Justin and Ben Verlander. So Verlander has been an absolute treat to watch this year. You're just not going to see this very often, and I haven't really heard this one before, but I think it's pretty cool to compare Verlander to Tom Brady, because he's just dominating and getting better and better with age. He's not 45 years old like Tom Brady, but how often do you see a guy 39 years of age leading the Cy Young race and looking as good as ever? So when I say Verlander is sort of like baseball's Tom Brady, I don't mean the rings and the greatest of all time and stuff like that. I'm more so talking about the late career dominance, especially after being written off. I honestly think this is the best season Verlander has had up to this point. If he keeps this up and keeps his ERA below 2, it would be the first time in his career that he had done so. So we very well might see Verlander post his best season of his career at age 39 off of Tommy John surgery. Just ridiculous stuff to see. I know a lot of people hate Houston because of the cheating scandal, and for good reason, but that's 5 years old now, and we just have to appreciate Justin Verlander while he's here. Let me know what you guys think of Verlander down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.